The CFL Gambling Podcast Week 16 preview picks and DFS episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. So do that. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Welcome to the CFL Gambling Podcast. Week 16 preview picks and DFS episode. Say we are the home of the huge Tits Parlay. Yeah. He cashed on one of those last week. Oh, we're live. YouTube.com/@CFL Gambling Podcast. Because, well, we're 16 weeks into this thing and I can't wait to talk about the action that we have upon us. But before we do that, you're probably wondering who the hell you're listening to. My name is Colby Dant Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Let's get it going. Week 16, right around the corner. I mean, I am disappointed. We only have 5 more weeks after this week. Should go later into the year. We started too early this year. Complaint number 1. We started too early this year. Grey Cup should be right around Thanksgiving every year. If not, early December. Let's go. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the UFL Gambling Podcast and the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. They already hit on a gigantic winner in the National Football League tonight. That's why you should tune into the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. Give it up for Justin Mark, aka No Turning Back. JMark, how are you, brother?
Doing good. Yeah, Channing that joins us on CFO here. He was in the chat. He cashed that with us. So cheers to that. I let everybody know. I said in 30 minutes or so, join the CFL Gambling Podcast with me and Pick Dundee. And I said, Pick Dundee, the database. And Miranda had a serious question here because I said he's got a lot of nicknames. And she said, does he give them to himself? And then she laughed and said, sorry, Colby, I'm just curious.
No. Well, Pick Dundee kind of happened naturally on air. Database, certainly not.
Yeah.
So, database was, I think, like Kramer or Sean's one. But Pick Dundee was an episode we were slightly intoxicated. Early days college football experience, and I know that we made a reference. Me and Patty C made a reference to Crocodile Dundee. After I said I'm winning all these games, and I didn't have any of them on the soundboard because the Pick Dundee slogan it hadn't picked up yet. But I guess I was bragging about me winning like a parlay or something. I was like, I pick every game right, and somehow we were talking Crocodile Dundee in the same episode.
As one does. Why not?
And then I guess, I think Patty C, I don't know, we were talking Mick Dundee and I was like, Mick Dundee, fuck a Mick Dundee, I'm Pick Dundee. And then it kind of took a life of its own. I feel like a couple people tagged us in it. They like the name. But I did, I guess, theoretically come up with it, even though I wasn't trying to come up with it. It was more so I was talking shit and Patty C kept bringing it back to Crocodile Dundee. And then he brought up Mick Dundee, and then I said, "Fuck! I don't give a shit about Crocodile Dundee. I'm Pick Dundee." So I guess I am an egomaniac, and I did come up with it, but it wasn't like I planned to come up with it.
Right. You didn't sit there trying to write down different nicknames at home, like, oh, this one would be cool.
No, I never once did that. It happened naturally. I think we might have been talking about. I think we might have went down like a rabbit hole of like, because he's fighting these cocaine drug dealers in number 2, and I think for some reason like that came up. Maybe like I'm trying to I might have to go back and listen to all of our episodes because I'm trying to remember what the connection was, or maybe what it was after the game Crocodile Dundee came on. So like on the screen was, the game ended while we were recording. It was like final 5 minutes, and then went into Crocodile Dundee. Like it was like a game on TNT or something. And maybe it went into that, but I'm trying to make the connection of how the fuck we were talking, Crocodile Dundee on that episode. Maybe it was a player got caught with cocaine or something. And I referenced like Crocodile Dundee 2. I don't know, something like that. But yeah. So no, I've actually, now I will say, there is a nickname that I call myself very rarely, and it's
Cap
based.
Bozo?
Yes. Because
I know them all, man.
Do you remember Cap Bozo?
No, I don't.
He's a former Chicago Bear tight end.
Oh, I should then.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Before my time.
Yeah, his name is Cap Bozo. He's actually really good in the first Tecmo Bowl. They like too good. They made him too good. Because he was never that good in reality. But Cap Bozo is just a great name where I feel like I'm an idiot, and it fits because I cap, and I'm a bozo, so it fits as Cap Bozo. And then but I've always wanted to say, like, if I was ever a rapper, my name would be Cap Bozo because it's a great rap name. Like, I just feel like Tree Rollins is another one, NBA player back in the 80s. It's like, how did someone? Because what you didn't know, JMark, probably, if I had to guess, is that you know who Busta Rhymes is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He is named after, I believe, if memory serves me correct, Chuck D gave him that name, or some. I think it was Chuck D gave him the name from Public Enemy, and he gave him the name based on the Oklahoma starting quarterback Busta Rhymes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so everything always goes back to football.
Yeah,
always goes back to football. So. Shout out to landscaper Bob who hit that Dickman first touchdown. Let's go. He's talking college football experience right there. Rice and Charlotte on. I also got the Benedict game on. Of course I do. How you doing though, buddy? How's everything?
Doing good. I mean, we lost AC this week. It is fixed now. I was running all around. I ordered parts off of Amazon, probably coming from China. They weren't fixing it, but
probably
fixed now. But doing good now. I mean, I hit my huge tits parlay. That's the third this season that I've hit. That broke my record of last year of 2. So let's fucking go.
Well, I don't get
the free show.
They bring the egg cold, but they're counting.
Yeah, I'm going to load up the slides from last week before we put the new ones in because I want to recap the action here.
Yeah.
Last week, the Friday games were the Montreal Alouettes heading to Saskatchewan. Wait, no, that was the Saturday game. Hang on.
That was Saturday.
The Friday game was Winnipeg heading to Hamilton. And I cashed on this. We also cashed on the over. I think you took Hamilton with me, right?
I did take Hamilton with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So we laid the 7. We got over 51.5. This one, once again, it kind of went exactly like we thought. We didn't think Stravler could score as many points in that offense. He only scored 21. Hamilton scores 32. So 32-21 final for the Ticats. Dropping the hammer there. I mean, were you taken back by any of this? I mean, I had the game on. I didn't catch the Saturday action, Friday action. Saturday, I'm just doing too much college football content. But on Friday, I got action on both the games, and I just thought this was kind of an ass whooping. I thought Hamilton, like the second the game kicked off, they just dominated.
Yeah, I'll tell you what surprised me the most with this game is that we refer to Hamilton as kind of a pussy team, right? I mean, they're more of a finesse team. Greg Bell, 22 carries, 137 yards, and the touchdown, 6.2 per carry. I was really impressed to see them run the ball like that, because this is a team that more of their success has been through the air. So to see them hand it off 22 times and for him to take it 137 yards, outshining Brady Oliveira, who also had a good game, though, 15 carries, 116 yards. That was really impressive for me to see. It's like Hamilton can run the ball. They can do.
Can we count on that every week? No, because Scott Milanovich is the head coach.
Yeah. They won't play call it that way, but it was nice to see that if they do play call it that way, they can do it.
Yeah. So we cashed there. I'm feeling great. I'm dancing around the fucking house. My wife's wondering why the hell I'm in such a good mood. And then this game happens, which I actually think this was the best play I gave out, because I just said they're telling you to bet BC because the line was ridiculous. Considering they had played the week prior, the line was absolutely ridiculous. This basically is somewhat of a close your eyes special in college football form, where the line just does not compute with the numbers you have. So you just say, they're telling me to bet this game because it's a ridiculous number based on what we've seen just 7 days ago or 6 days ago, I think it was. So I went in blindly, laying the 9.5, and it cashed. I don't want to say that I'm a genius here, because I believe they told me to bet this. Your thoughts on this game as BC wins 38-27. Ottawa did score some garbage points to dress it up a little bit late in the fourth. Your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I did think Dustin Crum looked pretty good, right? I think he looked pretty decent, but I think they need Drew Brown back. If Ottawa wants to try to compete, they need Drew Brown back. I don't know if I was really impressed with BC. Keon Hatcher looked good. Justin McKinnis got involved again. Nathan Rourke threw for a lot of yards, but they are a finesse team. James Butler, 13 carries, 44 yards, only a 3.4 average. I'm not buying into BC being a team that can win anything serious, Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I took away from it.
I mean, I haven't taken them serious since the fucking 90s, I feel like. Next up, we had the Edmonton Eskimos, the Toronto Argonauts. This game, hilarious, because I did lose. I think this was our favorite on the episode last week. I think we said this was our best lock. Toronto to win the game, which did happen, but they actually needed a big time rally. Of course, and the Eskimos find a way to lose like they normally do. 31-30, these Argos. It was a little dicey, but they got it done. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we did say the play on this is the over, and the over did hit. 61 total points. It was at 56.5, which felt high, but we knew these teams could both put up points. I feel like Edmonton should have won this game. I'm impressed.
That's been like a 5-year story with these Eskimos.
Right. That's true. I've been impressed though with how Cody Fajardo has looked. 25 for 28. He only missed on 3 passes, 229 yards, 2 touchdowns. Toronto's in trouble now though, because Nick Arbuckle is out. We got Jarrett Daggy, as I heard the announcer say. I like to call him Dogecoin.
Yeah, me too.
Jared
Ever since he was like he played at like 20 colleges in college football, so he's been Dogecoin ever. Yeah. Well, don't worry. I got a feeling there's a guy named Chad warming up somewhere out there.
Warming up something. Huh?
This. Check out the Hung Jury Bar in downtown Toronto. All right. This next one, just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I tried to tell you.
This was ridiculous. This was the Alouettes score 48 fucking points. 48. They hadn't even scored 48 points all season. I mean, someone's got to help me explain this to me. McLeod Bethel Thompson looked like fucking Broadway Joe back there. Threw for 379, 3 touchdowns and an interception. He should get injured more often. And then Stevie Scott, the former Indiana Hoosier, had a big game on the ground. What the hell was this? They let off the gas, didn't they? How about Tyson Philpott, by the way? 9 catches, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns. What? What the? And my guy Tyler Snead had a touchdown as well. But what the hell was this, man? I know you took the Alouettes, but you did not. No way. You saw them scoring 48 fucking points.
As Steve St. Stephen Productions in the chat says, when the King of Canada speaks, people listen. I told you to take these Alouettes, but I did not expect them to win this way. No way. Stevie Scott, I'm trying to remember. He was in the USFL.
He was for the Michigan Panthers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought so. Yeah. But yeah, what a game from him. 6.6 average. And then, like you said, the Tyson Philpott number, that's video game numbers, right? You put it on the lowest difficulty, and that's the numbers you put up.
Who had that on the fucking board against the league's best defense, power ranked?
Yeah, no, I absolutely. I thought they would cover. I didn't think they were going to win, and I certainly didn't think they were going to win like this.
Yeah, I mean, 48 points. Like I said, they've been hard pressed to score in a lot of their games. So they scored, I think, 7 in the last matchup against Saskatchewan there. Wow. Okay. Well, this kind of sets things up next here. Let me just do this real quick before I forget, cause I'm going to need to jump into this, but, oh, perfect. Hang on 1 second. They're giving me shit. Yeah, I mean, I want to touch on the playoff race now, cause it's fucking hilarious. Credit to the CFL for not having a UFL situation. Because I feel like every team, if we look at this right now, hang on, the slides are loading for me. Okay. But if you look at this right now, I'll go back to this. So right now, Saskatchewan still in first place, 10-3. Second place, Calgary, 8-4. And then you have Winnipeg, 6-7, BC, 6-7, the Eskimos, 5-8. I mean, every fucking game matters in the West. Oh, the East, how's that doing? Talk about once again.
Well, I don't get brain.
Now I will say by Montreal and Hamilton winning, which I kind of thought, I thought Toronto had the easiest matchup. Now Toronto still won, but they're still not. They're still fight. Ottawa's now at 4-9, so Hamilton's in first place, 8-5. Montreal at 6-7. Toronto at 5-8. Ottawa at 4-9, and here we go. I mean, this. If I gave you $100, do you think you could nail exactly the teams that would make the CFL playoffs right now? And I want you to take a gander, take a guess. I guess that's not the same word. Gander is looking. Take a guess at who would be in the playoffs. Looking ahead 5 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever it is. Sure. Who do you have in the playoffs right now?
Well, we know Saskatchewan, they've locked. They're the only team that's clinched a playoff berth. However, Hamilton with a win can clinch this weekend. So we got those two. Calgary's going to make it, right? Mm-hmm. Montreal, I think, will make it, especially if they can keep playing that way. And so who's that last team you throw in there? It's Winnipeg. They ride the coattails of just the it's in their blood. They don't win a playoff game, but they make the playoffs because that's the team they are, and that's where it ends. That's my 5.
I just want to touch base on this. So Montreal at Toronto this week is a fucking playoff game, essentially, right?
Yeah.
The remaining schedule, they're at Toronto this week, then home to Calgary. Then they have a home game against Ottawa and an away game at Ottawa and then at Winnipeg. I don't know, man. When 3 of your final 5 are on the road and then your home games are Ottawa, and I mean, I expect them to beat Ottawa at home, but Calgary, I don't know. I don't know that I feel confident that Montreal is going. Now, obviously Toronto's got the quarterback situation going on there, but I tend to think they have an easier schedule. They're hosting Montreal, even though I know they have quarterback problems, but hey, Montreal, it's not like Montreal doesn't, besides last week. Then they're at BC, home to Hamilton, at Saskatchewan, but they've clinched. So that makes it a little bit interesting. And also at Calgary, which I think will have clinched by then. And then they have a bye week. So they the final week of the season, they have a bye week. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, this week is gigantic. They should just give Chad Kelly some steroids and let him play this week, right?
He's not coming back this year. I said that at the beginning of the year. I stick to it. He's not coming back this year. Shout out
to Landscaper Bob or any of these teams out of the play. No, every single team is very much alive. Very much alive. Like Ottawa plays Montreal twice. We just touched on. So Ottawa has a chance to when you have a direct opponent and who's just 2 games ahead of you or whatever it is. I think 2 games ahead of you. That right there alone will keep them alive here. It's a crazy year. Am I wrong on this? I think this year is much crazier than the previous couple of years in the CFL. Would you agree to that?
Oh yeah, 100%. It seems like we had a really clear picture, even if they weren't clinched or locked. We had a clear picture of who's going to be in the playoffs and who was not in prior years. So yeah, this has been crazy. And speaking of Ottawa, I think Drew Brown's going to be back. So,
but he'll be injured again after 6 snaps. All right, so I mean,
that's likely true, but he will be back for a while.
At this point, like I don't believe that guy can walk. He can't get a job at Best Buy because I goddamn he'll have to pick up a box and I'll be out for a couple years. What I find fascinating is I'm a nerd when it comes to football and I'll just stare at stats sometimes. What if I told you BC is the best offense in the league by 34 yards? Normally, when you have some with that big of a disparity, they're in first place, and they're like
a finesse team. They can't stop.
It's fascinating to me. It's fucking fascinating because like you're that much better on offense than every team in the league. To give you an idea, folks, Saskatchewan's the second best offense at 389.6, but Hamilton is just 6 yards behind them, right? So like everybody is closely thrown together, with the exception of like Edmonton and Montreal, right? Those two are pretty terrible, but everyone else is kind of in the same vein. And then BC is just way the fuck. They have 500 yards more offense than any team in the league, and yet they still suck. Now, why is that? This is why it's super confusing, JMark. BC has the second best defense in the league, and guess what? They're only like 7.2 yards away from being the top defensive team in the league. Somebody make it make sense. It's got to be coaching for yards per game allowed.
Okay.
They only allow 357 yards per game. Saskatchewan at 350, just about 351, right? I mean, this is why I find it so fascinating is like you would think if I just blindly told you those numbers, second best defense in the league, by far the best offense in the league. And by the way, like defensively, they're in kind of in the like a bunch of the teams are in a similar vein. Like teams 2 to 6 are all like within 7 yards per game. But still, if you told me you had the league's second best defense on yards per game given up, you would tell me that team is a lock for the playoffs. I'm saying if you mix that with the number 1 offense in the league in any form of football, dude. I mean, I've watched the fucking World League. I've watched I'm a junkie when it comes to the sport. I'll watch the World League even currently. You're like, Dundee, the World League doesn't exist. Yeah. All summer I'll throw on like 1990 World League. Right. And I'll watch the whole fucking thing just cause I'm captivated by the sport. And the sport, CFL history too. But it's when you get as a scenario like this, it is fucking rare that they're not like soundly in the playoffs. Like, in fact, by definition, they are a losing football team right now at 6-7. That tells me one thing, JMark. It tells me their coaching is fucking terrible, in my opinion.
And like Landscaper Bob says, the special teams are special but not good. I mean, and that's a lot of it too. They They're allowing big kickoff, punt returns, things like that, not playing the field position game. So that's a big part of it too. But yeah, no, I agree. Those are some mind-blowing stats. I didn't realize that they were doing that well on defense, because you look at the points they give up.
Yeah.
And you look at their record. That's interesting.
Well, even when it comes to actual points per game, they are what? They're at 29.6, which is seventh in the league, but still it's kind of it's taboo. How the fuck are they giving up that many points? I don't understand. If you're not giving up yards, somebody make it make sense. Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to hop into this, but before we do that, I want to let you know the CFL Gambling Podcast Week 16 preview, picks, and DFS episode is brought to you by us. Yeah, we are a part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Check out the SGPN app in the App Store and get easy access to all of our free picks and props and podcasts. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football, baby, and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. And when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by NoVig. NoVig is America's #1 prediction market. And since NoVig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. NoVig's available in 35 different states. Download the NoVig app and get $50 off. Or I'm sorry, get not off. Get $50 when you spend $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. So get into the action with NoVig with the promo code SGPN. All right. St. Stephen Productions. Yeah, I got the Euro pass, but that league kind of sucks. I still watch it sometimes. I mean, you got to be up at weird hours, but I'm up at weird hours naturally, especially with the 1-year-old. It's just so unoriginal to me, that Euro League. Like, you got teams that just completely ripped off like the Vikings and Ravens uniforms. Some of the scores are like 84 to fucking nothing, which you say, Dundee, aren't you a college football fan? But it's different. I feel like they play pussy ball. Like the NFL Europe, I thought you had like legit NFL guys. Like, and actually, I mean, if you do a deep dive on this, you had like Kurt Warner and Brad Johnson and Jake Delhomme and stuff all play in those leagues at the quarterback spot. You had like Fridge Perry played for the London Monarchs. You know, like you had a lot of actual NFL talent. So I actually felt like it was just American football and we were just moving it, across the pond, as they say. Now this league, I feel like the 90% of their guys with the Cavante Turpin's like the only guy that's come out of there, but I just feel like, God, the league's not as good. I'm hoping that it continues to build because there's nothing original about it. It seems like everyone's running the same fucking offenses. Like there's just the tackling is very hard for me to stomach in some of these. What was the team that quit 2 years ago? 2 years ago, team in the middle of the year just fucking said, yeah, we're done. I think it was in like Amsterdam. But compared to the old NFL Europe or the World League prior to NFL Europe, it's really a much shittier product in my opinion. But I'm hoping I want the league to continue on because there's always room for change. But man, have you ever watched that shit, JMark?
A little bit. I'm trying to remember the running back that came to the UFL or USFL 2 or 3 years ago. And it was like, man, he averaged, I think, like 200 some rushing yards a game in the Elf League. And then he got to the UFL and he couldn't do shit. And, if you can't do shit in the UFL, that's bad. So yeah, I absolutely agree with what you're saying where, I don't know, the score is 84-0. When that happens in college football, it's because you have a power program that gets a lot of money playing one that doesn't. In the Elf, it's just because it's so skewed. So yeah, I agree with you there. It's hard to watch sometimes.
Like, to give you an idea, I have their league leading rushers right now. Every single rusher in like the top 50, with the exception of the quarterback for the Ryan Fire, which I do love that we were able to keep that going. But average is over, like the average person running the ball averages like 17. Like 7 yards a rush, not 17. So like it's just pussy ball 101. It's like every fucking player, and even more mind numbing is the lack of commitment to the run if you're getting 7 yards a rush. You know what I mean? It's like, wait a second. If the whole league is averaging 7 yards a rush, like honestly, like your top 50 rushers are over 5 yards, with the exception of one quarterback. Then why are they at such a limited amount of carries? Why is there only 3 running backs rushing for over 1,000 yards when you play 12 games? That right there tells you everything you need to know about the league. And I'm hoping that it's good. I'm hoping that they right their wrongs, but it is a far cry from the old NFL Europe or World League, the OG World League. Anyway, shout out to Saints dude. What's that?
Yeah, it was Madre London. He had 2,009 yards in the Elf League in 2021. Came over to the Pittsburgh Maulers and got a whopping 415.
And I actually liked his game, by the way. And it's funny. I'm loading him up right now because he is currently playing in Australia. No, I'm sorry, Austria. He's currently playing for the Dragons. My friend Mike Leach, who has since passed away, was the coach of the Pori Bears in Sweden. And he would talk about how everyone would smoke during the you go to halftime. He's like, the whole team smoking cigarettes. He's like, your left tackle's like 210. He's like, it's a different way of football, but I enjoyed my time. But he was like, it's like a leisurely activity. Anyway, let's get to the games. All right. But look, I'm hoping that league makes it. I really am. I'm just to me, if you put me in charge of the league, I would say we got to have some diversity, and we got to have take this fucking serious. Everyone's running the same shit. It's just, and that's one of my flaws with the UFL. But at least the UFL, you're doing it with still elite athletes. You know what I mean? The ELF, you got some guys because half their team is from the country. 70% of the team is from the country, and you're like, oh my god, look how big that fucking hole is. Why would you not run the ball? You know what I mean? Like you just see how bad the tackling is, and you're like, why are you throwing the football? If they are afraid to tackle, you should just run the ball every fucking play. But anyway, yes. Let's jump to the action because unfortunately they've given Thursday nights up, and that's why we've moved the show to Thursday nights. Well, that end just because I'm a moron. Montreal is heading to T-Dot, I think they say, in Iowa. Montreal is laying 6.5 points. Please. This is a team that won by 1 the last time we played, and you're going to go into BMO.
You're not doing it, are you?
Oh, I'm fucking all over this with this Dogecoin. Lock. McLeod, Bethel, Thompson. Look, Saskatchewan already clinched. I don't know what the fuck what happened there, but I can tell you this: Toronto's gonna win the Grey Cup again.
Get out of here!
All right, because JMark doesn't realize. I've already seen it. Look, I haven't watched a down of NFL football in 2 years, right? But I know these Chicago Bears are absolute horseshit, right? Because I read the interwebs, right? The world's out to get you, buddy. And these Argos, I saw Boise State get smacked by South Florida, right? I'm starting to worry, buddy. And you got an Argo jersey behind you, so the whole world's conflicted here on your appearance. It's just too many points. You're going to Toronto too. Like, who the fuck are you, Alouettes? Just because McLeod Bethel Thompson has a game that's great against a team that had no business. Like, they're already in the thing. So yeah, smash play, sprinkle the money line. I'll take the over 50.5 too.
The only way they're winning the Grey Cup is if they bring this guy back. Why haven't they? He looked great in limited action.
Love Chad Kelly.
Yeah, not a Chad Kelly jersey behind me. I'm all over Montreal. Are you kidding me? Jarrett Dogecoin, Daggy, whatever you want to call him, he ain't going to be able to move the ball. And Spencer Brown couldn't run the ball last week either. So give me the Montreal Alouettes -6.5. They're going to win this one easily. I do like the under, though. I don't think Toronto's going to be able to put up a lot of points. So I feel like
I said the over, though.
You like the over.
Because Dogecoin's going to drop. Dogecoin's going to drop some serious yardage in this game.
23-10 is what I'm feeling.
Nope.
Montreal.
30 to 30 by Montreal. 32 by Toronto. Let's go. I too like to live dangerously. Next up, the BC Lions. Pussy ball 101, but hey, second best defense in the league. You figured out they're not going into Calgary and winning this thing. I'm laying the 5.5. I'll take the over again on the 55.5. This is the real Vernon Adams party revenge tour. He's at home. He's got 6 of his girlfriends in the stadium watching him. All right, so it means more now, right? All over laying the 5.5. Remember, BC beat them by 17 last time they played. So revenge for the Stamps. Load up. What are you doing here?
We're seeing eye to eye on this one. Not the first game there, but we see eye to eye on this one. I'm on Calgary as well to win by 5.5. They're the far better team. And this is a team that, you more so than me, but that we've been on all season. You were all over them to win the Grey Cup. And
35-1.
Yeah. And now they're the favorites to win it. So give me Calgary -5.5. I like the over as well. I think there's going to be some points in this game, but Calgary's going to smoke them.
Yeah. Smoke them if you got them, folks. We're agreeing here. The Friday's been good. It's the Saturdays that have been sneaky. Saturday, the Blue Bombers heading to Ottawa. Drew Brown's back for what? How long? What? Set the over under on how long he is healthy.
18 minutes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Of gameplay.
The guy gets injured when they limit the amount of photographers taking shots of him because he gets some of that shit back on his eyes. The glare of the lens sends him out for a few weeks here. Ottawa's laying 3, which I know they're good at home, but I don't like pussy ball. Strevler. Tebow 2.0 gets it done. Give me the 3 with the Bombers. I do like the under here. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing eye to eye again. I think this is a game where Strevler does all right, but they hand the ball to Brady Oliveira. They let him take over, and Ottawa has no answers for it. We can't trust that Drew Brown's going to stay healthy. And again, I think Ottawa is going to be able to push them around a little bit. I like the under as well. I think this will be a grinded out type of game. And if you have a grinded out type of game, which of these teams are you taking? It's got to be Winnipeg. So yeah, give me Winnipeg on the money line too. I don't need the points.
Yeah, I agree. Later on Saturday, they're killing me with these Saturday games. The Eskimos heading into Hamilton to drop the hammer on these Ticats, but these Eskimos, look, Hamilton's laying 5.5. It's a simple play. They're terrible on the road. I will lay the 5.5. Scott Mitchell and company. They will not commit to the run for some strange reason, but don't worry, they'll still cover the 5.5. I actually like the over here as well. So 3 overs out of 4. But give me the Ticats to get it done. They're fighting for the 1 seed in the East. What are you doing here, JMark?
Yeah, and if they win this, they clinch playoffs, and I think that's a big deal to Hamilton. That so I think they bring everything, and they make sure that they do clinch the playoffs by covering this game, winning by a lot. I like the over as well. We've seen Hamilton and Edmonton have both put up good points the past several weeks here, so the over makes a lot of sense. Now maybe that's a little bit of a trap, but I'm still taking it. I could see 61 points, just like the Edmonton-Toronto game last week. And yeah, Hamilton's going to win this. I like this one at like a 37-30 type game.
Is this the one you feel best about?
I mean, I feel best about Montreal.
It's a fucking hate. It's just going right through the fucking screen here. I think this is the one I feel best about. It's Eskimo team's foo-foo. I mean, I know the Hamilton, you know, we have a future on them, but I'm just saying, like, they have every reason to get up for this game. So, yeah, let's go. All right. Well, look, that's so, man, he says Montreal on the road with a fucking backup quarterback who's 39 years old is who he feels most comfortable about. I mean, if the guy's not jaded, all right, good Lord. All right, let's get to the huge tits parlay edition of this. Well, actually, and by the way, for some reason my graphic wasn't loading. Someone hacked into the mainframe. So perhaps with the success of the Naked Gun remake, which I refuse to watch because it looks horrible. Perhaps Pam Anderson's they figured it out. They got to us or something because it wouldn't load for some reason. So the huge tits parlay, JMark. We don't have our graphic that we normally do, or graphics. Should have went with that other broad, but I just went straight down the line here, and that's what I've been doing. And it hasn't been working, but I'm, you know me, I'm pretty stubborn, pretty stubborn here.
If it first it don't work, do it again.
Yes. I believe Einstein said that. Look, actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going Toronto money line because your blind hatred is in the way of your thick brain. All right. Look, Toronto plus 235, parlayed with Calgary minus 5.5, parlayed with the Bombers on the money line at plus 136 on DK. It might be better elsewhere. Shop around with the Ticats minus 5.5. You put 50 American dollars on that, which I'm doing right now. You will make $1,486.38. That is why you subscribe to the CFL Gambling Podcast, because it's happening, JMark. And I forgot to play my music. It's dawning on me. So don't worry. I'll give you the beautiful music, but that is my huge tits parlay of the week, and it will cash. Dun, 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 dun. We are the home of the huge tits parlay. Yay. Huge tits. Fake. Real. We are the home of the huge tits parlay. Yes. JMark, what is your huge tits parlay for this fine evening?
Yeah, call me thick brained, call me blinded by hatred, whatever you want to say. Give me Montreal minus 6.5. Give me the Stamps. I
believe they call that beetle headed.
Give me the Stamps. I got them at 4.5, but now it's up to 5.5. I'll take that. And give me the Bombers money line plus 122 and the Ticats minus 5.5. $50 will pay you 661.76.
Wow. I mean, it's just these small potatoes over here. Do you want to ride with me? Serious cash?
Or
this guy
cash 3.
Yeah, but for $4 each. I mean, come on. I'm joking, buddy. You're doing fine work. All right, let's get to the DFS portion of this. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the CFL Gambling Podcast has been kicking arse. All right. And we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, which does have CFL action, by the way. Look, Underdog's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Simply pick higher or lower in your favorite player's stats. And look, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and NFL. And look, Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets, the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So what are you doing? Jump on over there. Use our promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm and use that promo code SGPN25. All right. DFS, dude, I keep winning. I'm actually at the point where I don't want to win anymore. Unless I win a bunch. If I win if you win $5, you feel like this is a slap in the face. I didn't sign up to win $5.
Yeah, and the way they've changed it is I don't know, it's so ridiculous. The payouts almost don't even seem worth it.
It's these Canadians. They creep into the underdog. They creep into DraftKings and they reroute the whole goddamn system. All right. I love Canadians. Don't get me wrong, folks. Spent a lot of time north of the border. But buddy, my lineup is well, first off, how'd you feel in general about the slate upon us?
I really ended up liking my lineup. So I think it's going to cash. We got a first place coming.
Did you go with the revenge angle at the quarterback spot? Cause that's what I did.
I didn't.
$9,600 against this second best defense in the league, apparently. But I'll take my chances with Vernon Adams there at 9,600 as my quarterback. What'd you do at the QB spot?
Yeah, I mean, I just went for the guy that he feels too cheap. If you look at all the starters, he's priced under some backups. It doesn't make any sense. Cody Fajardo is 8,500. If you look at guys above him, if I could get my phone to work here, PJ Walker is more expensive than Cody Fajardo.
Well, XFL legend.
Terry Wilson, Matt Schultz, Powell, Bryce, Drew Brown, which makes sense. Zach Klaus, who won't even play. These guys, Nick Arbuckle, who's out. These guys are all priced higher than Cody Fajardo. What are they doing?
Yeah. No, I'm with you there, but I just think Toronto's got a great defense, a defensive game plan for them. But it's all about revenge. Like, look, the best revenge of the nerds is the second one, right? And Vernon Adams is to me, okay, you had your struggles in certain games this year, early on, I feel like. But now, revenge, they traded you away for this Nathan Rourke character, right? No. And I also stacked him with Dedrick Mills, but I will be honest, I was thinking long and hard about Greg Bell, but I just think Milanovic, he slipped one past us. I don't think he's going to continue to do that. So Dedrick Mills, 8,000 is my running back. What'd you do at the running back spot?
Yeah, no, I could see him looking at the game plan and be like, we ran the ball really well.
It's too good.
Let's only run it 5 times this week.
Yeah, I could see him at home watching that. And like, I like to think that these CFL coaches have like a theater in their house. He's in his theater and he's watching it and he's like, God damn, we're kicking ass on the ground. And he picks up the phone. He calls the offense coordinator and says, you run the balls that many fucking times again. You'll be part of the Ryan Fire in the ELF, right?
Well, they might be at a party listening to us. We don't know.
That's true. Or maybe I missed that. They were at this gigantic party where everyone's watching the game, and Milanovic is sitting there eating a hot dog that's fresh off the grill, and then it dawns on him as he's halfway down this Polish sausage, and he realizes that they committed to the round that many times, and he looks over at his OC who's sitting on the couch drinking a light beer. And he's like, right then he's like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You pile of shit. Right. And I got a feeling he didn't even finish his hot dog. He threw the half of that Polish sausage at him and said, you get the fuck out of here. Next time when we go to play, and I guarantee you those CFL Gambling Podcast guys will be talking about it. I don't want to agree with those guys. Right. Who'd you go with the running back spot?
I went with Brady Oliveira. He's expensive.
I thought about it too.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at his scores, he's had double-digit scores the past 5 weeks here. He's a stud, and they are a team that commits to the run and will run the ball. So yeah, give me Brady Oliveira.
Did you only go with one running back? Because that's all I did too.
I actually have 2.
Wow. Okay, the floor is yours.
This is chasing points, and I know it's chasing points, but I couldn't help myself. Stevie Scott looked good.
He did.
And
he did.
So for he's only 6,300. If they even run him 15 times next week instead of 19, I still think he has a chance of looking good. So yeah, give me Stevie Scott in the flex spot there for 6,300.
Wow. Okay. My top wideout is in that same Calgary game. I roster him all the time. They have the number one offense in the league by a large margin. Justin McGinnis, former Arkansas State Indian wideout. $9K you're paying up for him, but the guy delivers. Load up. Did you roster McGinnis?
I didn't, but I did look at him. I thought about it, and then I thought I got about $1,000 extra. Might as well use it and chase some more points in Tyson Philpott. Do I expect he's going to get 238 yards again? No, I do not. But I do think that he is an uncoverable player, and I think that they realize, like, why don't we just keep throwing it to him? They're going to continue to do that. He's 10,000. He's expensive, but I'm going for it.
I thought Snead was the one to play. I didn't go with Montreal because I think they're going to lose. But interesting. My second highest price wideout plays for the Eskimos, and they're playing a Fufu Hamilton defense. So I went with Julian Grant. Who didn't you roster him last week?
I did. I have him this week as well.
Yeah, I mean I think there's a little bit of value for him right now, based on his recent amount of targets. 72K. So we both have them. I'll play our music. Yeah. I mean, look, I don't like this Eskimo team, but they actually can move the ball. That's why I took the over on them.
Yeah. He's got double-digit fantasy points the past 2 weeks. He's got a touchdown each in the past 2 weweeks. He's got 5 catches at least in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's kind of become the guy for him.
100%. And then, well, hell, I guess I'll get to my next wideout then, which is why am I drawing a blank on his first name right now? Brissett, for Toronto. What's his first name? Yeah, Dijon Brissett. Because I pronounce it like Mahan. Dijon Brissett, 6,600. Look, I mean, historically, this has been how many times I rostered this motherfucker last year. But I think Toronto's offense is not going to miss a beat. Because that's what Ryan Dinwiddie does, former Boise State quarterback, which has me even more confused about your hatred for this Argos team. Did you roster anybody on Toronto's offensive side of the ball?
No, why would I do that? He's partying with Chad Kelly so much he doesn't even remember he played for Boise State. Come on.
Give me your second highest price wideout, or your third, I guess.
Yeah, my third and last player, because I already gave out my second running back. A guy, I was kind of wondering who's going to step forward for Winnipeg because they've got some injuries at wide receiver. And the guy that stepped forward was a guy that we started noticing last year, Ontario Wilson, who hasn't done anything. He's dealt with some injuries. He's back. And when he came back, he got 5 catches for 74 yards. I think he's going to continue to build that with Strevler. And he's only $5,000, which I needed a cheaper player. And I trust Wilson for $5,000.
5,000. What the fuck defense did you load up with then? Because I have more money than that. I have 5,600. And that's why I went back to Calgary. Just gonna give you some nuggets here if I can quickly. Just hit you with what's going on out in Calgary. So these stamps, when VA's been healthy. Remember, he missed a few games, right?
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, the amount of targets now. Okay, 9-1. VA played that game. So with the exception of one game, Damian Alford gets the ball a lot. He former Utah Ute wideout, and I think he was at Syracuse. Look, he only had 4 targets last week. He's due in a revenge spot. I think they're going to air the ball out a lot. I think they can see that 1 seed in, the fact they beat Saskatchewan all 3 times. So they just got to catch up to them to steal that 1 seed. And here's a perfect opportunity. So at 5,600, Damian Alford.
You bring up Syracuse. You always give me shit for being an Iowan that's a Boise State fan. Syracuse is my college basketball team.
What the fuck? You're all around the goddamn planet, dude. Iowa. What's wrong with Iowa's program? Too many stiffs?
Yeah. No, I just watching Jerry McNamara play in battling JJ Redick. He had the ankle injury at the time. Like, I just loved that guy's fire. That made me a Syracuse fan, and I've been a Syracuse fan since. You go ahead and do your defense first if you want, because I gave out all my players.
This is where I only had $4,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like any of these defenses really, but I think the only one that I picked to win was Winnipeg. So I will take Winnipeg. Drew Brown will get injured, and Dustin Crum will come in and suck it up. So at 3,900, give me these Blue Bombers, and that is my roster. How about you?
Mine should be predictable. I've trashed the team they're playing all podcast. I don't believe in the Dogecoin like you do. Give me the Alouettes. They're going to force turnovers. They're going to confuse them. They're going to score touchdowns. They're 3,800. They're going to crush this Toronto team. And I'm going to look like an ass if they don't, but that's okay. Won't be the first time.
I can't wait to talk trash, folks. And that is our show. Give JMark a follow on Twitter at JMark Football. He hosts the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. You can find that on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. What'd you guys have on? You had what was the most recent episode you guys did?
That was literally about 2 hours ago. We're previewing every week, giving out best bets for every game, talking about fantasy, who to avoid, and talking about whiskey. We did Dead Guy Whiskey this week. Make sure you check that out. The cab finish of this is next week, so check that out.
There we go. Nothing like a dead body. Look, folks, I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The CFL Gambling Podcast is on Twitter at CFL Gambling Pod. Same as YouTube, youtube.com/@CFL Gambling Pod. Get on over there. Hit that like and subscribe button. People haven't subscribed in a while, but now it's getting to be, we're inching closer to that Grey Cup. They better get over there and subscribe. All right. This isn't one of those 10 CDs for 1 cent type of gimmicks from the 90s. All right. Get on over there.
I fell for those every time.
Yeah, my brother did. And then I reaped the benefits. Because I was like, wait a second, he's got these CDs coming out. Some of them, like the worst part was he would get like the Celine Dion or something in the middle of there. But like to get a few that he liked, like you'd have to get the commercial one with it. That was part of the deal. Like you could select a couple that you thought like, hey, like Red Hot Chili Peppers, cool. We can get this Under the Bridge song. You didn't realize you were getting like Celine Dion and goddamn Hootie and the Blowfish and everything too. And you're like, well, fuck me, man. Right? This is all you got? Yeah. REM? I don't want REM. I already got enough problems in life.
For me, it was a good lesson in reading the fine print.
Yeah. No, it really was, because it sounded like such a great deal. Right. Sam Goody. You would think they'd still be around with that deal. Was there Waxy Maxis or Sam Goody? You would think like the fact they were stealing that money from good little 10-year-olds, that were like, hey, I want to listen to this Vanilla Ice album. All right, folks, that's our show. The huge tits are getting huger because as the season, I've been waiting towards the end of the season because that's when the big tits hit.
Fair enough.
You don't show up to the strip club on a Monday morning. You're going to find strippers with like bullet wounds. You know what I mean? They've sewed up. You can tell that they got shot a few months back, right? You show up on the Friday nights and the Saturday nights later in the week. And that's what I'm doing with my huge tits parlay. Till next time, this is the CFL Gambling Podcast. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.